Pokemon Black released on the Nintendo DS all the way back in 2010. I know, feel old yet, so do I, it's okay. But there's a problem with this game. You see, you know everything. Let me explain. You know Drayden is the 8th gym leader. You know you fight N at the end of the game. Sorry about that. And you know the starter trio. But I have completely randomized Pokemon Black to have brand new Pokemon and trainers. Well, not really brand new, just generations 1 through 5. Also, it's a hardcore Nuzlocke, meaning if a Pokemon faints, it's dead forever. Number 2, I can only catch the first randomized Pokemon per route. Also, their abilities are random. And pause now to read the rest of the rules on the screen and in the description down below. Also, this is a part 2 to a video I made around last weekish. I'm not sure when this video is going up, but I totally recommend you check that out and then come back here, or if you don't care about continuity, oh well. To start things off, Garchomp evolves into a massive powerhouse. This thing is great. With Zekrom being on the loose, Bianca, being the freaking narcissist that she is, decides to beat me up to prove she's superior. She leads with a disgusting sausage nipple cow, and I lead off with Garchomp. It's raining in this terrain, so Golduck will be very matchable here. Anyway, a Dragon Claw rips through about half of Miltank's health, as Miltank just goes for a really weak body slam, which Leftovers practically negates. That's another thing, Leftovers is great, especially with Garchomp. On the next turn, I'm able to get a critical hit Dragon Claw, which takes out Miltank. Phew, this thing could have been a problem. Probably not, though. Kingdra comes in next, and this thing can be scary in the rain, but luckily I outspeed and managed to kill with a Dragon Claw, which is great. I've seen videos of this thing. Not good. Whew. Garbodor comes in, but luckily, my attack set is so good I can just take it out with a single bulldoze. Sigilyphs is Bianca's next Pokemon, so I stay in and I go for a Dragon Claw. And this weird flying type just goes for a gravity for no reason. Bianca has been apparently making a lot of money, so on the next turn she just decides to full restore for some reason. Not sure. The next couple of turns repeat themselves until I can take Bianca out with a Dragon Claw, winning me the battle and showing that I'm superior. From here we meet Getsus and the ninjas who are following me. I think they should be in jail for stalking a 10-year-old, but oh well, that's just me. Kinda weird if you ask me. There's a bunch of story stuff after this, but the only thing you have to worry about is there's not much to do before dismantling Team Plasma. We can go ahead and fight Drayden, the last gym leader. He leads off with a Honchkrow, and I lead off with my Garchomp, who has become very reliable throughout this run. A Dragon Claw does massive damage as Honchkrow just goes for a wing attack. Also, he has Rough Skin, which can also be a problem later down the line. Luckily, I'm in a good position because I have Leftovers. Honchkrow then heals again, which is kind of annoying, and a Dragon Claw is just shy of the kill. I could really use a crit here. Drayden then heals his stupid bird again, as Garchomp's Dragon Claw leaves him with a sliver. Again, Drayden heals his stupid bird after this, and you guessed it, a Dragon Claw leaves him with just a sliver of HP, but luckily a follow-up Dragon Claw can take it out. Gourgeist comes in, and this thing can be an issue. So I switch into Ampharos as the eel just sets up an Aqua Ring. On the next turn, Gourgeist goes for a dive, so I miss my Thunder Punch. So I switch into Cherry Pie, who can just shrug off a dive. I then set up the Sun to make my Solar Beam only take a turn to hit, as Gourgeist just goes for a dive. So I set up a Growth. I then shrug off another dive. On the next turn I outspeed, and a Solar Beam takes it out because this thing just sucks. Porygon Z is Drayden's last Pokemon, and it just goes for a Magnet Rise, and obviously a Solar Beam is going to kill from this range, right? Nope, this thing is sturdy, which it's not that big of a deal, because it just goes for an Embargo, and another Solar Beam on the next turn takes it out, winning me the 8th and final badge of the playthrough. It's also the most underwhelming. Even the first gym badge had me on my toes more than this one. Extremely underwhelming. Screw you, Drayden. Or whatever your name is. Kinda forgettable. Iris is way better, personally. From here, there's a rival fight against Charon, but I'm skipping it because, like Drayden, it was extremely underwhelming as well. In Victory Road, however, we can pick up our final encounter of the run, being a Torterra, who was a great encounter replacing Cherry Pie. Thanks for your service. After climbing our way through the Victory Road, we can fight the Elite Four. Since their teams are randomized, we can just go ahead and fight them in whatever order we want because there's no strategy. Because of this, I decide to challenge Marshall first I can. Marshall leads off with a Grumpig, and I lead off with Garchomp. I go for a Bulldoze on the first turn, which does half health, as the Slop just goes for a Psyshock, which Leftovers practically recovers. A Bulldoze on the next turn takes it out. Marshall's next Pokemon is a Houndoom, and this thing's been kind of blessed with slow start, so I can just take it out with a Bulldoze. Slowpoke comes in next, and this thing could be a problem because of that water type. So I go for a Crunch, which does around half damage, as it just goes for an Amnesia, which could be a problem later down the line. Leftovers heal me back up to full, so I can take it out with a Crunch on the next turn. Since the Elite Four in this game only has 4 Pokemon, Skarmory is Marshall's last Pokemon. So I switch out into Ampharos, as it just goes for an Automize to raise its speed. On the next turn, Skarmory outspeeds and hits a Slash, but luckily I'm able to take it out with a Discharge on the next turn, which is great, because this thing could have been a problem thanks to that Metal type, or Steel type. I don't know, I don't remember. Anyway, I win the Elite Four fight against Marshall, and hopefully it'll be smooth sailing from here. From here we can fight the Sleeping Beauty Caitlyn. Caitlyn leads off with a Rampardos, and I lead off with Garchomp. I can immediately kill the Red-Eyed Rock with a Bulldoze thanks to my massive attack stat. Swampert comes in next, so I switch into my Torterra for his debut battle as Swampert misses a Muddy Water. Swampert then goes for a Protect on the next turn, so I can't hit my Mega Drain. Swampert then goes for a Muddy Water, which is annoying, and a Giga Drain doesn't kill, despite it being quad 4 times weak. Weird. Swampert then goes for a Protect on the next turn, so my Mega Drain misses. Swampert then goes for a Muddy Water to lower my accuracy, but luckily I'm not punished, and I can just take it out with a Mega Drain. Grumpig comes in, but thanks to the accuracy drops, I miss my Earthquake, allowing Grumpig to hit a Psyshock. Grumpig then hits another Psyshock as I miss another Earthquake. Since I'm at low HP, I switch into the Chomp, who takes a Psyshock really well. On the next turn, I go for a Bulldoze, which actually does great damage, and I can shrug off another Psyshock. This thing's a powerhouse. A Bulldoze on the next turn takes out the Pig and turns it into Bacon. Shiftry is Caitlyn's last Pokemon, so I go for a Dragon Claw, which is just shy of the kill. If I had a nickel, I'd have 2 nickels, which is weird, but oh well. Anyway, it just sets up its special attack. Caitlyn on the next turn decides to use a full restore, so a Dragon Claw, of course, is just shy of the kill. My god. Caitlyn then heals again, and a Dragon Claw is just shy of the kill. Luckily, Caitlyn decides to throw the game, and I managed to get a critical hit to Dragon Claw. Couldn't you have done that before? Anyway, we're on to the third Elite Four member, Grimsley. Grimsley leads off with a Dusknoir, and I lead off with my Garchomp. I decide to go for a Crunch, doing massive damage as it just goes for a Curse, killing itself. Guess that's where I got the Ghost typing from. Weird. Next is Mamoswine, who can be a huge problem for my Garchomp because of that Ice type. So I switch out into my Golduck for the first time in this video, as it goes for an Earthquake doing massive damage. On the next turn, I decide to risk it and hit a Surf, and hoping it kills, and it actually does. Surprise. Never punished. Third is Simisage, so I switch out into Blaziken, who takes massive damage from a critical hit Seed Bomb. Oh boy. On the next turn, Simisage outspeeds and hits another critical hit Seed Bomb before I can take out the monkey with a Blaze Kick. Grimsley's last Pokemon is a Blissey, and this guy is fairly bulky, and it's a really good special wall. So I switch out into Bastiodon, who can actually wall this thing fairly well because of that massive defense stat. But Bastiodon actually ended up setting the snow, and I shrug off a critical hit Egg Bomb. This thing does not have that good attack. On the next turn, I go for an Ancient Power, which just sets up a light screen. The idea is I could get the Omni Boost, which I actually end up doing, which is great for me. Again, I get hit with an Egg Bomb, but it does basically nothing as I go for a Strength, doing about a third of its health. An Egg Bomb, of course, does literally no damage, as a Strength finishes it off, winning me the battle against Grimsley. Also, I learned Iron Head, so that'll be great later down the line. The fourth and final member of the Elite Four is Chantal. She leads off with a Walrein, and I lead off with Ampharos instead of Garchomp to make things a little more fair. Walrein hits an Ice Fang, which of course freezes and I stay frozen. The next turn is pure agony as I just stay frozen and get hit. Eventually, I switch out into Golduck, who shrugs off an Ice Fang. I go for a Soak so Walrein loses its Stab type, as Walrein hits a Swagger, which confuses me. Of course, I hit myself, but oh well. On the next turn, I get confused twice in a row, and Walrein hits another Ice Fang. Realizing Nintendo hates me for pirating their games, I switch on to Bastiodon, which is really stupid in hindsight because it has that hail setting ability. But luckily, I managed to avoid the Ice Fang. Hail Chip hits me, but luckily, I managed to shrug off another Ice Fang and do a quarter with an Ancient Power. Unfortunately, I don't get the Omni Boost. The next couple of turns are just pure agony. I don't feel like narrating this, to be honest, but luckily I am eventually able to take it out. And then its Knockout can literally 3 members of my team before I'm able to take it out with a Dragon Claw. My god. Lastly is Mianchu, but I can take it out with a Dragon Claw. I said lastly, but I was actually lying because Caitlyn has 1 more Pokemon left and I didn't realize it. Yeah, it's a Nidoqueen. You'd think I'd be able to one-shot this thing, but oh boy, the other 3 team members die here. See, Blaziken and Bastion can't really do anything to this thing, and I wipe out. Oh boy. Well, that was a really fun run. Sorry for just a short video. I didn't have enough time to get the Elite Four and the 8th Gym Leader and all that good stuff out, so I ended the video. Also, I'm trying to do more part 2s. The problem with this video and my last couple other videos is I just haven't been able to record that much footage. I should, because these videos do seem kind of rushed, and I feel like if I recorded everything, I think it'd do better. Oh well. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. Sorry about the mic quality. We're working on that. Expect the next couple videos to be a lot more higher production quality overall. Anyway, I'm Drayden Gaming, and remember, never wipe out, always do the calcs, all that good stuff. Anyway, see you later. Comment, like, sub. If you comment, like, and sub, and saying that you did that, you could be a potential nickname candidate in the comments below. I don't freaking know. Bye.